Yo, what is up, everybody? Suburban Legend here. I apologize for the delay in uploading, but I'm back now, and I'm here to talk some PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One. I'm sure a lot of you guys tuned into the live stream of the Xbox One event last week, and I've been reading up on both of these consoles as much as I can to try and see which one I want to buy, because as of right now, honestly, I'm still undecided. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this video, was to chit chat with you guys in the comment section a little bit, get some of your feedback and opinions on which game system you think is going to be better, which one you're more excited about, which particular features of each one you think are going to be, give each console a leg up over the other one, and which one you guys are going to buy. Maybe you guys can help me make up my decision. Obviously, this is pre-E3, so at E3 in June, we're going to learn a lot more about both consoles. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we know so far about each console, what we don't know yet, and what I'm excited for. So, let's jump right into it. One of the biggest differences I see as of right now is the RAM difference. Both of them have pretty much the same GPU. They both have 8-core processors, all that stuff. I think that's going to be similar from a hardware perspective, but I believe there's a difference in the RAM speed with the PS3 having 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, and the Xbox has the 8 gigabytes also, but it's only DDR3 RAM. So I believe that's going to give the PlayStation 4 a little bit of a leg up over the Xbox One, just for some basic tasks like multitasking and switching and between app and app and things like that. But however, what they did show at the Microsoft event was some fast switching between apps, which looked pretty awesome. And they can also show running 2 apps at once. That's one thing I really wasn't quite sure is how fully developed that aspect of it is going to be. Can you actually watch? Since the Xbox One is essentially a cable box pass through, you can watch TV right on your Xbox One, and it says you can switch between apps and do 2 apps at once. But I didn't see if they confirmed whether you could watch PlayStation or play Xbox while you watch TV at the same time. That'd be pretty cool if you could do that. I mean, obviously a lot of people really wouldn't utilize that feature, but for me, that'd be a huge feature for me if it would do that, and would probably sway my decision towards the Xbox One if you could watch TV at the same time. A lot of you guys that have been subscribed to me for a while have seen my setup video, and I have a projector in my man cave with a 10-foot screen, so I could actually have, I could put a 55-inch TV up in the corner and still have a good 6-foot screen to play Xbox on, which would be pretty cool. Watch the playoffs or something while you're gaming at the same time. I think that'd be fun, especially if you have a group of friends over. There's always one or two guys who don't like watching football or basketball that would rather be playing some Call of Duty. So you could give them their half of the screen, and the rest of you guys could be hanging out watching the game. So I think that'd be a pretty cool feature, and would definitely give the Xbox One a leg up, especially with what they're going for as being the center of the living room. Especially with most families. If the kid wants to play Xbox and the parents want to watch TV, why not let them both do it at the same time? Have the kid put his headset on, play Xbox, and that way you can still kind of keep an eye on your kid, make sure he's not getting in any trouble online. Getting trolled by people like Minnesota Burns, things like that. But yeah, so that's one of the main things I think would be pretty cool if Xbox One could multitask and play TV, watch TV and play Xbox games at the same time. Another thing is they said you have to pay a used game fee on Xbox One. That's something that's really not fleshed out. I also read an article of one of the reporters that was there that day. He said he got 4 or 5 different answers from 4 or 5 different people at Microsoft. So I don't think they really even know right now what they're going to do as far as used game fees go. If they're going to have retailers pay that, like a GameStop, if you buy a used game, if that's going to be taken care of on GameStop's end, or if you're going to have to pay it. Honestly, I think it would suck if you get a new game and you bring it over to your friend's house and you can't play it on his Xbox because it was already linked to your Xbox and he has to pay a fee. Not really excited about that. PlayStation 4, they haven't confirmed if they will have anything for used games yet or not, so that one's still a toss-up as of right now. But they did say games need to be installed on the hard drive on Xbox, which is good because it'll make them load faster. But then again, you only have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and now that it's on Blu-ray, some of those discs can get pretty big, especially when you factor in downloadable content. Over 5 or 6 year lifespan of the game, your hard drive is going to be getting pretty full, especially if you utilize it download movies and play a lot of music videos on your console. So that could be one area of concern as well. Xbox needs to be connected to the internet once every 24 hours. It needs to connect to the servers and make sure it's online. Otherwise, you can't even play single player games. It is what one of the president of Microsoft or whatever said in the interview I read. So yeah, every 24 hours. That's not really cool, because I know a lot of people that don't even have internet, that just like to play single player games. So if you can't do that, I think that's going to be a big mistake on Microsoft's part. Honestly, I don't think they're going to release the console with that stipulation still in place, but as of now, that's one of the answers that was given at that press event, is you have to be connected at least once every 24 hours, or even single-player games don't work. I know what they're trying to do with that is to make sure you're constantly connected so you can get all the features and services, Xbox Live, and all the updates and things like that, but at the same time, I understand what it's like to be a college kid and trying to decide between paying the cable bill or paying the internet bill. A lot of people are going to choose TV because, hey, I could survive without playing online multiplayer games and save that money on Xbox Live. And internet's expensive, $60-$70 a month, whereas you can get TV, if you have DirecTV, $25-$30 a month. I don't know. Hopefully Xbox gets that one figured out. What's next? Apparently you can play PS4 games on your PlayStation Vita. Similar to the Wii U with their dual screen. I think that's a pretty cool aspect, with the PS4 doing most of the processing power. Like I said, if I'm hanging out with the wife, she wants to watch her TV, I can still have the PS4 running and streaming the content right to my Vita. I can still be kind of, in the same room as my wife, hanging out if she's using the TV, and still be gaming, not watching Real Housewives or whatever it is she watches. So that's kind of cool, but one of the things that concerns me a little bit, and I absolutely love my PS Vita. I do have one. I use it all the time. Hell, when I got my Vita, I didn't turn my PS3 on for about 2 months. And I'm one of the few people who really think the Vita is awesome, but it's not a controller. It's not a PS3 controller. It's not going to be even anywhere near a PS4 controller as far as the level of precision in the joysticks. It's just not up to par. So if I'm playing you in Call of Duty, I'm on my Vita, you're on your PS4 controller, I mean, you're going to win 9 out of 10 gunfights, just because the Vita controller is not very precise. So I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. I'm excited to see how it turns out, but at the same time, I'm not, foaming at the mouth with excitement, because I just don't see how that's going to be implemented, and, especially with games that I enjoy playing, like first-person shooters that require a lot of precision and accuracy in your controller. The motion controllers, I think, will be similar, with the Kinect and the PlayStation Sony Eye and everything. But one thing that's cool is the Kinect can actually sense your heartbeat. So I thought that was pretty exciting. What else do we have here? Privacy concerns with the Xbox, as this video is wrapping up. Your Kinect Eye is going to be always on, and it's actually going to be selling your data while you're watching TV. That it's going to be keeping track of how many users are in the room, which channel you're watching, and they're going to be selling that data back to advertisers. So I think that's interesting too. So let me know how you feel about that down below in the comment section. If you have any privacy concerns with something like that happening, with the Kinect Eye always being on, not the Kinect always watching your every move as you're watching TV in your living room. So anyways, what are you guys leaning towards right now? PS4 or Xbox One?